Meghan McCain destroys Joe Behar on live television. Joe Behar behaves inappropriately, constantly interrupting, having zero respect for the hosts around her. Let's figure this out together.
The media should stop covering those rallies of his. That's my one recommendation. It just empowers him more.
Yeah, that seems like a logical response to that question. I mean, come on, we're talking about social media's impact, and we jump to Trump's rally.
I jump wherever I damn please, okay? Hey, that's twice.
Let me say that. Not the topic.
But that's twice. I'm not allowed to change the subject if I want to.
I just thought we were talking about social media.
All right, so you talk about it then.
No, I'm fine.
Go ahead.
You mentioned.
You need a lot of laws. I mean, the fact that some of these crazies all have guns is kind of, they're not about love and understanding anymore. It's about laws. Change the laws, you change the behavior.
We all know who we're talking about. She is a rabid Trump hater, and whenever he starts saying a word, she immediately clings to him and criticizes him. What kind of behavior is that? Why is she interrupting the guest?
Yeah. Again, I didn't think we were going to have a conversation about AR-15s, but I'm happy to. I wanted to have a conversation about tolerance.
So go ahead.
Well, you decide which one you want. I won't even, fine, you're not even looking at me. I mean, I hate...
Because I'm thinking of the 60s and 70s and how the Black Panthers and the Weathermen had a lot of guns, and suddenly the NRA put in gun control. It's interesting, isn't it?
Well,
do you want to define to me what an assault rifle is? Just define it. Anyone at the table.
It looks like a machine gun that could kill a lot of people.
Machine guns have been banned.
Here's the deal.
Jesus Christ, she doesn't even give a guest a word. She starts talking rubbish about the old days. And yes, did you know that Joe Behar thinks a rifle is a machine gun? Well, now you're informed and you can remember that. Like they say, don't go in there if you don't know what's in there.
When it comes to this, that being said, just one more thing. Yeah. This is a hardline issue for people who live in border states. Many friends of mine, this is the #1 and only issue. And if we sit here and act like there isn't a crisis, that it's crazy people living in border states that think that there's a crisis, a winning ticket for Trump.
Like I just said, this guy who's coming in wants to help those countries. That's the way to solve the problem. Keep them there happy or whatever. Solvent, give them a house, give them food, help them, help their children.
Give a Nicaraguan
Stop the crime rates.
Well, we've had a bunch of liberal guests who do not want to send in aid at all.
I listen to you. Let me just finish.
Yeah, part of your job is to listen to me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Things are heating up. Did you see Meghan McCain destroy Joe Behar? It was amazing. The border crisis is the key issue that needs to be addressed. Unfortunately, Joe Batcher is stupid and doesn't know the obvious. All she cares about is Trump not being president, and all the problems will evaporate on their own.
I don't know if I want that.
It's one thing to talk to Jesus. It's another thing when Jesus talks to you.
Exactly. Okay, well, that's different. That's different.
That's called mental illness, if I'm not correct.
But I'm
hearing voices.
We turned it into a discussion about the criticism of value voters in this country, a criticism of Mike Pence and his faith. Jesus speaking to him, you saying that. I think Jesus speaks to me every morning because
This is the beauty about Jesus. We don't have to get mad about it because Jesus defends himself.
Wait, here's the thing.
But
I'm gonna shut this down because...
Joe, that's a dangerous statement. You've just offended the sensibilities of the faithful, and that's where I think it needs to be dealt with. Why does she think that if God talks to you and you're a person who really believes, you're crazy? Talking to God is not about hearing his voice. Talking to God is about sincerity and purity of your soul when you are open to him and able to tell him the most secret things. It's foreign to you. You're terrible.
Where is the Republican Party right now, who has all the power in the world to do something about this man? I mean, what do they need, a launch to convince them? What is it that will do it?
I think my question is, what do you want him impeached right this second?
Because I want him out of office
when we
immediately.
But when we were speaking...
No matter how they do it. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Let him finish the thought.
Hold on, let me just clarify. I'm talking about the people in power, the Republicans in power. I'm not talking about people who are Republican.
Meaning, what will they do?
They have just as much or less power than I do.
You asked me a direct question about Republicans being in power. I know a few that are in power, Joy, one way or another. The day after President Trump was elected, you're already calling for impeachment. Yes, if he gets us into a nuclear war, obviously there's a conversation that should be taking place.
Maybe that's
in worst case scenario. He has a whole core base of supporters, whether you like it or not. Clearly you don't like it. And his approval rating is you said yesterday that he shouldn't even be tweeting about that in general. So we have to be judicious and...
That's what I've been telling you. She has no grounds for impeachment other than her personal hatred of Republicans and Trump. Joe doesn't care to know what he does for the country or that he is many times better than the old puppet because her goal is to overthrow Trump. That's the whole point of this old lady. Do you agree with me? Write your opinion in the comments and don't forget to watch other shocking news on the channel.